Good morning, everyone. My name is Lorraine, and I am running this masterclass on the sunrise to sunset reset. It's linked with a book I'm writing that I've titled Dancing in the Sunlight. It's about using natural energy to fuel your body for vitality, longevity, and health. So at the moment, there's nobody in the class with me, which makes it a bit difficult because the idea is that people will ask questions, share what's happening in their life, and we can sort of talk specifically about things that are of interest to you. I did have someone interested, but they have not arrived. So maybe I'll be lucky and they'll find their way to me as we go. I've just set up a presentation in PowerPoint, so I'll flick through that as we talk about the sunrise through to sunset and a couple of small things you could do every day during those times to improve your health. A lot of it comes back to your circadian rhythm because that's locked into your genes. So your behavior, your motivation really doesn't affect this because your body will just do what it is programmed to do in its genetic code. And if it doesn't get the correct signals at the correct times of the day, then it feels off, right? You just go, well, things are not feeling right. So that's pretty much what the talk is about today. So like I said, my name's Lorraine Lawson, and I am a teacher. I'm heading into retirement, and I thought, what else could I do with my another 30 years of my life that's still left over? And I decided I might write some books because the topics are so interesting, and when I look for the information, I can't find it as like a self-help book. So I thought, well, I'll just make my own. And that's how this came about. My first book, now you probably, I don't know if you actually can see my, see me on the video, if you can only see the PowerPoint, because I put myself somewhere else. But if you could see me, and I'll just pull this in here. That's my first book. It's called How to Run Easy. It was called How to Run Happy, but there's a trademark on How to Run Happy, that phrase. So I had to change the title to something that was similar, and I called it How to Run Easy. It's actually quite a nice book. You can buy it on Amazon. It's available there, Lorraine Lawson, How to Run Easy. If you're interested, you can have a look. And even though it's about running, beginner runners, the first 3 chapters really already gets you right in terms of your posture and your breathing. So it's quite holistic in improving your health. Even if you're not a runner, there's some very good stuff in there if you're interested. Okay, so why do you feel off? Well, I just sort of touched on that your body's waiting for these signals to turn up to tell you what to do, to tell the body what to do. And we are at a disadvantage today where we just sit under under artificial light all day and all night. And your body doesn't pick up that that's not the right light. Okay. So the body is aligned with the circadian rhythm, the 24-hour sunrise to sunset, dark at night, sunrise. That's how your body has been evolved. Well, all living things really have evolved like that, to take advantage of that energy that comes from the sun, and then the sleep that comes from the rest at night. So if you mess with those things, with those signals, your body can't do what it's designed to do. And artificial light is probably the one that's causing the most grief. I have got some tips I can give you as we go. So the idea for today is not that you actually do feel like, oh, it's just another chore, it's something else that I have to add on to my busy life. You are going to pick some things and just slip it into your existing lifestyle. As you learn more about this, you can do additional, more intense, energy demanding things, if you can put it like that. I'll give you an example. I went to a circadian reset weekend. Fantastic. All we did all day was like talk about the circadian rhythm, chat to people. People really like to meet in groups and just hang out, right? And then we spent a lot of time in the sun based on our skin type. So some people could stay outside in the sun longer than others. Like my skin type allows me to be outside actually for a long time before I would burn, whereas other people with very light skin can't do that, right? 5 minutes and they got to come inside. So we all had apps on our phone, and you would just monitor your own time in the sun. But that was such a good weekend, and during that time, it was interesting that everyone was at a different level in terms of organizing their circadian rhythm. And the presenter said, yeah, I wear the blue blocking glasses in the mornings. And I went, what? Why would you do that? Okay. And I just went, oh, I'm not going to do that. That's stupid, right? And another woman said, not that this is not necessarily to do with sunlight as such, but another woman said, I'm really concerned about all the chemicals that we're putting on our skin and in our hair and all over us. And it's so dangerous, and it all gets absorbed into your skin, which is true, right? And so when I have a shower, I don't even use soap. I just shower with water. And I went, ew, I'm not going to do that. But sometimes you just got to give those sort of obscure things a place to rest, and then think about it, and then go, okay, well, let me try. So I actually now, I don't wear the blue blocking glasses in the mornings because I live in the tropics, and it's light. It's just getting light now at 6 a.m. for me. We're heading into winter because I'm in Australia. So I don't really need the blue blocking glasses in the mornings, because when I get up, it's light. I just use natural light. But I do wear them at night. So in the evenings when I'm watching my movies on my iPad and things, I'll be wearing the blue blocking glasses then, to avoid that blue light from getting into my eyes. So the idea is not that you redo your entire life and you force yourself to do some things because that's what you need to do to get your circadian rhythm. No, you need to just tag small, short, easy activities that will just fit into your current lifestyle. And then over a period of time, you can bring in some other things once you have more understanding, or it's working and you want to improve even more. Okay, so let me just move this out of the way, because I've just got a second screen back there, and I'm just putting some of this stuff out of the way. It doesn't take up too much space. So I'm hoping you can actually see that shared screen. I haven't got anyone else in the class, so hopefully it's working. So how do you energize your mornings? Because this is when you need to actually wake up and get going for the entire day. What can you do during the day in order to wake up again? Because we sort of lose our focus as the day goes. Of course, we get tired. And then in the evenings, what are the things I can do to wind down, get ready for bed, get away from that fight, flight, active mode to allow my body to go to sleep. And then part of that would be making that sleep cave. So the mornings is important because of how your body will pick up signals. So when the sun, natural sun, we're not talking about artificial, like I've got a fluorescent tube up there, that's useless, right? Actually, I'll just quickly turn on my app to show you what I mean, if I can find it. So I've got on my phone, I've got a light meter app. And I just turn it on and I point it at the light over there and it says 135 lux. Now, 135 lux is nothing, right? That I might as well be sitting here in the dark. So if this is morning and I'm sitting in that light, even though it feels bright, I'm wasting my time. My body is not picking up that signal telling me it's daytime. Get everything working and reset your clock. So if I took the, now it's sitting, see, once I was pointing it at the light, now that it's just sitting on the desk, it's on 64. If I walked outside now, which I'm not going to do because I'm in a room and I've got to go all the way out. But if I go outside, and if the sun is coming up or the sun is up, and I'm standing in full sun, even in the morning, it'll be about 10,000 or more. Okay. So it's like an enormous difference between sitting in this room and sitting outside doing my work. I normally sit outside in the mornings when I'm doing my writing and stuff to pick up that morning sun. So the way it works is the sun, the rays from the sun, all the full spectrum, but a lot of this is blue. It's quite a heavy blue light in the mornings, the natural sunlight. That blue light will fall on my retina and my eye. It sends a message via the neurons or the neuron to my brain. So in the brain, there's a master clock, and that master clock is waiting for that signal from the sun, that blue light signal from the sun to then go, okay, there's the signal, it's morning. And it will send a signal throughout the entire body. That will sort out your hormone production for the day. Literally, your cortisol will start being released. Your melatonin will stop being released. Your serotonin will be released. So if you miss the morning trigger, the signal, your body doesn't know to okay, start its circadian rhythm. Hydrate with some water. That's not a bad idea to do in the mornings. I normally have a glass of warm lemon juice. So I have a lemon tree. It's going crazy, as you would know. If you have a lemon tree, you would know. You've got so many lemons. You just like want to put them outside. In our neighborhood, everyone just has like a bucket outside on the where people are walking past, and you can just like help yourself to lemons because you have so many, you can't possibly use it yourself. I take them to work, I give them to friends, and I haven't actually put them outside on the verge, but I think I'll start doing that to try and get rid of them. So I just have half a lemon squeezed into warm water for my morning before I have my first cup of coffee. I delay having my coffee for about an hour. Moving your body to wake up is not a bad idea either. So if you are going to go outside, I just take my little dog for a walk up and down the road. Seriously, that doesn't take long, and the dog's having a lovely time because he's such a friendly little thing. He's always looking out to say hello to the neighbors or something. So I normally just take the dog up and down the road. I give her sunlight. I move around just a little bit. I'm also walking to work. If it's not really miserable weather. We have pretty good weather, but it's raining. So if it's raining, I might cycle or I might just drive. But I often walk to work and home in the afternoons. So I also go to the gym, and I go for runs with my girlfriend and stuff. So just decide how you can incorporate somewhere in your day, moving your body. A lot of people like gardening. I think gardening is a brilliant idea. I'm not a gardener. The only time I do gardening is when I'm waiting for my friend to turn up when we're going to go for our run. I quickly do some weeding out the front yard. Oh, goodness. And of course, you want to have something to eat. That all of those things are suggestions because they literally align up 100% with your circadian rhythm. So your body likes to have things at very regular intervals, and it likes to be very predictable about what's happening. So whatever you do, get yourself into a routine, and that routine is just what you always do. Midday, I'm not going to spend too much time on the rest of this, but midday, get outside if you can. Like I said, you've got to be very careful with your timing, because that's when the UVA and UVB light, especially UVB light, is at its strongest. Early morning, late afternoon, the UV light is so low that it's completely, well, I can't say completely, but it's pretty harmless, right? You are not going to get skin cancer from going outside for 10 minutes in the morning to get some morning sunlight. That's not how you get skin cancer. You get skin cancer from too much UVB by being outside and not protecting your skin if you need to after you've reached your maximum. And again, with those apps, you can download an app onto your phone and it will tell you the UV ratings, and you can decide how safe am I, how long can I spend outside. I work, so when I'm at work, I will sometimes just literally walk around the block at work. It's a bit hot in the tropics, so I don't do that all the time, but my go-to, if I did not walk to work that day, I walk a long way to the toilets to go for my rest break. It goes up the steps and across and then down steps, and then so it gives me just a little bit of time to relax my eyes, look out far away, get even just a snippet of sun even. And then, of course, eat something that's healthy. What else is there in here? For the evenings, well, this is the one where you're trying to get rid of those blue light. So the problem with the artificial lighting is that many of them have only one wavelength that they're working on. So the old incandescent lights, which people are actually going back to, right? A lot of people are buying those again now and using them. They have like an orange stuck in the orange range. Now, orange is good for night time because that's what brings the body down, right? You don't want blue. The problem with the orange during the day is that it also brings your body down. Okay, so I don't want the incandescent lights during the day, but at night they might be a little bit more useful than those LEDs that are very blue. Now, if you've got the LEDs, that's why you're wearing the blue blocking. I have clip-on, so I have a clip-on blue blocking glasses that I put on, or lenses, to avoid that blue light, because those light bulbs are stuck in that particular range. The nice thing is that the technology is really catching up very quickly, and there are many companies and many products now that you can buy that allow you to at least manipulate that light. So my not in my bedroom, I have a lamp that has got two different types of white light and a yellow. So in the mornings, I would put the bright light on. In the middle of the day, I would move it to the lower white light, and in the evenings, I'll have the yellow. So at least I've got a slight variation within one light bulb, and you can even set your house up. Oh, how good is that? That in the future all the houses that will be built, I would imagine, can't imagine this not happening, would have all their lighting will be aligned with the way that the circadian rhythm works. In other words, it won't be as bright as that when I wake up in the morning, but as the morning progresses, the light will become brighter. So all of those sorts of things are coming or are already here, depending on where you're at. It took me a long time to get myself organized with my little light bulb, but it's only in my bedroom. Like the rest of my house is not set up for this yet. So in the evenings, I walk around with my little glasses on, trying my best to avoid too much there's too much of that blue light at night. Yeah, you set up your bedroom so that it is nice and cool. Needs to be pitch black dark. You want to avoid light from outside. Like if you're in your own bedroom, you can manipulate quite easily to a certain extent how cold it is or how much bedding you've got, even what clothing you wear when you sleep. You can manipulate those things quite easily. But for me, I actually have after my husband chopped down the banana trees we had in the front yard, there's now a street lamp that shines directly into the bedroom. So I have to now make sure that I block that out every night. So I don't control over that light, but I have control over how I can block it out in my bedroom. You can buy curtains that will block out the light. I haven't done that, but I'm seriously now that the banana trees are gone and not blocking that light naturally, I now haven't got control over that. I actually, most evenings now I wear a sleep mask to go to sleep. During the night I'll take it off because I'm already sleeping. But sometimes with those external lights, you don't have control. Our neighbor also has a security light that goes on all the time. It's a little bit further away from my bedroom, but still, it's annoying. You don't have control over that. So what are you going to do? Well, the curtain blockout curtain things, you can now buy like curtains that you literally just like Velcro onto your window at night, block out all the light, and during the day you pull that off and you pack it away. Oh, that's a good idea. It might be on my list to try next. But when I wake up in the mornings, I immediately open my blinds and I open my windows to get fresh light and sun into the room. I haven't got much more to share with you for today. Unplug early, right? You don't have to unplug early if you're wearing the blue blocking glasses, but you do want to give your body time to just come down from the day. And I call this a ritual where you pick some things that you can do every night. That's just a little routine that is what your life exists of. Okay, so do try and keep the lights dim. I go around and turn the lights off all the time in my house at night. I spend time in my bedroom where I've already got my lighting sorted. I don't really use my phone. I don't really watch much TV. I don't have a TV. I'll watch some stuff on my iPad or my tablet. But I tend to just do like a puzzle book at night. That's just me, right? I mean, you might have kids running around and babies crying and moaning at the teenagers. I don't have any of that. I've just got a dog that sometimes gives me a little bit of grief, but he's too cute, so I can't get angry at him. He sleeps in my bedroom with me. So if there's anything that I have not addressed in terms of my sleep cave, it's that really you need to try and get a good night's sleep. And my little doggy wakes me up every night to go outside. And I go, you know what? He's my companion. He's my I don't have children, so you know, he's sort of my fur baby. So I'm just gonna live with that. Skip the alcohol. I don't drink, so that to me it doesn't help at all. But it's not that you have to skip the alcohol. You've just got to time it. So the idea with the caffeine and the alcohol is that the caffeine, as you know, has got a half-life. So, you know, if I drink caffeine at midday or at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when I'm trying to go to bed at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, that caffeine is still in my system because it takes so long to get out of the system, which is why they say stop drinking coffee at around about midday, right? Because by the time you get to night, all of that will be out of your system. You can experiment with that. I always drank coffee any time of the day. It never stopped me from sleeping, never kept me awake. I can have been a very good sleeper since forever. So I thought, okay, well, coffee doesn't stop me from sleeping, but what I'll do is I will just experiment with this idea. And now I don't drink any coffee after about midday. And I sleep even better now. Like, it has made a difference. I didn't know the effect it was having because I just assumed, well, I sleep well, so the coffee must do nothing. But now I sleep even better now that I don't have the caffeine after midday. I definitely can feel the difference. Eating your meals early is another way to just allow the body to be able to relax and not have to deal with digestion late at night. So that midnight snack thing is shocking, terrible idea, all right? Because as soon as you give the body the food, everything has to wake up. The whole digestive system has to wake up. It's got to release the enzymes. It's got to digest the food. Your bacteria that also like to sleep, they've got to all wake up because they've now got to do their part in the digestion. So that throws your circadian rhythm completely out, which is why you're eating your meals earlier in the evening to allow everything to be relaxed. And that's it. I can't put you down. So pick something, so whatever, pick one thing. Go outside for 10 minutes in the morning. Sit outside to have your lunch in the shade, right? Nobody's don't have to have full sunlight for the benefit of this. And at night, pick a time when you're going to be putting your phone away, for example. Okay, that's something that you get stuck on. And I think that's everything for today. That was just a thank you. Yeah, there's some ideas there that you can just, well, pick your own. And then that's my contact information. So Lorraine Lawson, author. If you want to get hold of me, I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube, and you can probably find me everywhere. But my website's also LorraineLawsonAuthor.com, and that's probably the easiest place to get signed up to my email list if you're not on it, and keep updates with what's happening as I'm working on this book. Okay, so stop sharing and say goodbye for today.